What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the very first edition, of course, of the Awakening World here in 2025. And I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas. I'm honored to be your host and to produce these shows. And we decided we wanted to do something special tonight. So as opposed to it being very presentational, although there'll be some presentation, we want to make it very inclusive, very experiential, because it's the first day of the new year, the new you. And so beloved Omashar is right here with me, and Ray Amana and Michael Joseph are joining us. And the four of us are going to guide all of you into some prayer, into some music, into some visioning, as we all together support each other to create and manifest in this new year. Now, this is a very good time for people to come into the Zoom room. So I want to welcome everybody watching on all the different Facebook groups and pages. Thank you, John and Summer Raymer and the Sign Network for getting us out to as many as 200 sometimes, but usually it's about 100 Facebook groups and pages. Welcome. Now is a really good time to join the Global Peace Tribe because today is the very first start of the new season. And if you join, which takes about 2 minutes, you can come right into the Zoom room. We'll send you the links to the Zoom room, and then you can participate in our show. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, click the registration button. It'll take you to this little page. You can register, and then you'll be with us. So come join the Global Peace Tribe. Omashar is going to be with us in a little while, but we're actually going to start tonight's show with Ray Amana and Michael Joseph.
Thank you so much, Scott, and Happy New Year, everyone. What a blessing to be together here this first day of 2025. I feel like we've been waiting for this moment. This feels pretty significant. And as we're kind of welcoming in this new year, what comes to my mind is some things that are being said about 2025, that this is a real threshold year of great change. You know, for many of us here, we may identify as light workers or way showers or feel called, have been called into this life for this experience, this great awakening that we're in the midst of. And according to different Jyotish astrology, Vedic astrology, as well as so many of the native prophecies, the Mayan prophecies, the Hopi prophecy, we've been hearing this for a long time. This is the hour that we've been waiting for. And it's said that 2025 is really that kind of threshold year. According to some scholars, they say that we've been in the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness, and that on the solar eclipse, which I believe is March 29th of 2025, it's the end of the Kali Yuga. and the beginning of the Satyug, which is the age of truth. So we're in this real crucial time of the breakdown of the system. And of course, we've been seeing the breakdown of the system. But now we're kind of, the only way out is through, so they say. So the only way to get into the awakening, into the ascension even further, is to go through whatever is to come. So today we've put together this beautiful program to invite us into that space of our deepest heart's vision. And what is it that you've come here to birth into reality? It's said that we all have a blueprint written on our hearts, and that blueprint is what we have come to live into. And it's a byproduct of our own personal growth and evolution, and it's also a part of the collective evolution. And in Kabbalah, they have a concept called tikkun, which means spiritual correction. And it's said that we all have an individual tikkun that we're here to find our way through. This spiritual correction is what is that gives us the grist for the mill, that is the challenges we face to help us to step into that fuller, more expressed version of ourselves. And in addition to a personal tikkun, there's also a collective tikkun, a spiritual correction on behalf of humanity. And I'm sure even as I say that, some of you may think, well, I can clearly see, like, we have to love each other a little bit better. We have to be more kind, more serviceful, more compassionate. So many of us have agreed to be part of assisting the spiritual tikkun, the collective tikkun, for all of humanity together to come into this greater awareness of self. And something that we've been working on lately, this is Michael Joseph, and he is the founding director of Sacred Honor Educational Fellowship, has a member cast called the PMA Weekly, and his mission is to unite people through the power of sovereignty, truth, and freedom. And we have been singing together, and it's been really beautiful. So we're going to share some songs, and we've actually been working on a music project that we're calling the Song of Songs. And so you'll get a little taste of this. And so we're going to tell you a story today. And the story is the story of the Pistis Sophia. And has anyone heard of the Pistis Sophia? I see no, I see yes. So Sophia, maybe, we've heard there's the Sophia codes, there's, been kind of a resurgence of the awareness of Sophia, the goddess of wisdom. And in particular, the story of the Pistis Sophia, it's a Gnostic text that was unearthed in about the 1700s. And it gives an alternate version to the creation story. And at this time of year, we just passed through the winter solstice, this time of darkness, to get to the return of the light. And so the Pistis Sophia story kind of mirrors that journey that we all undertake as a soul, going into our inner darkness, into that space of our own kind of inner hermit in the tarot. The hermit is this cloaked figure who holds a lantern, and that lantern really illuminates our own inner truth, our own inner path. So the story of the Pistis Sophia is an archetypal journey that all of us undergo to find ourselves and then to be redeemed and liberated once again. So kind of going into that story, in the Gnostic tradition, it's said that in the beginning was the ineffable one. The ineffable one, the one, the all. The one gazed upon itself and became two, the great Father and Mother of the universe. And they went about creating the ions. And each ion had a pair, had a twin flame balanced pair of masculine and feminine. These ions can also be looked at as the spheres of the tree of life. So each ion successively was created, and then they get to the 13th ion. This is the realm of the unmanifest. And in the 13th ion was created Sophia, wisdom, and her counterpart was the Christos, the Logos, the Word. So here our creation is going really beautifully in this space of the creation of the Mother, Father, Divine. It's called the pleroma, where it's this real unity of the Mother, the Father, and then the child birthed through that union. So everything's going along nicely, and then one day, Sophia gets a glimpse of the treasury of light. She beholds this light, and she is captivated. Her devotional heart is just ignited, and she is so in love, and she goes about singing to the light. So that's where we're going to start with our songs to illustrate this devotional heart. And so as we're kind of bringing you through the journey of this entire show, I invite us into this space of introspection and reflection of what has your own inner journey been? What are you coming out of the last year? What are you grateful for? And then what are you desiring to have more of or to cultivate moving forward into this new year? So as we sing, just let yourself have your own personal journey of how life has led you to where you are now. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was creation. You were there, you wished me well, as the silence exploded with elation. You spoke the word, let there be light, and light appeared out of the darkness. You rose the earth out of the sea. You fashioned all eternity. Holy, holy, holy earth is filled with your glory. Holy, holy. You trace the sun across the sky. You move the face of the waters. You blow the breeze. You pull the tides. You weave our lives in perfect order. You made the light so I can see all the beauty you formed around me, so I would know with every breath that you love me. Holy, holy, holy earth is filled with your glory. Holy, holy. May all the days of my life be a blessing to a family. May all the life within my heart cast waves of love on those around me. And may my daughter and my son have eyes to see light everlasting and feel the love greater than all. Fill their hearts actually, the rulers of the other ions didn't like it at all.
Rhea, we're
And
having trouble. We're having trouble hearing you. When
have
you
you heard me?
moved, yeah, you're soft, and the piano's drowning you out.
Okay.
Everything's been perfect, absolutely magnificent, and people are loving you guys, and they're loving what's happening. But we want to be able to fully hear you.
Thank you so much. Okay. So Sophia sang to the light. She sang her praise to the light. And she pissed a lot of people off. She pissed the rulers of the other ions off. And they're like, why is she singing to the light? She's not performing her mysteries like the rest of us. So down in the realm of chaos, there was the self-willed one who was not operating in alignment with the other ions. And he decided enough of this Sophia singing to the light. He was going to trick her. So he uses his power to create a lion-faced image that emanated light. Well, it attracted Sophia's attention. And Sophia began singing praise to this light. On the precipice of day into night, I beheld the great light, and I lifted my voice to sing your praise. How did I fall? I could not see that the light I chased was not the light that I did seek. And now I'm humbled and surrounded by the dark. You are a creator, not separate from your creation. There is no freedom for one until we've all found liberation. So I lift my eyes to the heavens and sing for all. Supreme One, So there is Sophia. She went into the world of chaos singing to this light, and she became trapped. And so then her journey goes in making repentances and singing praise to the light so she can be restored to her true nature. So, on this journey of our own descent into darkness, our own descent into human form, where it's said that we are born into this life so that we may be born again. And that rebirth, that awakening, is when we have understood the essence of our soul mission, and we find those aspects of ourselves that had been cast aside in the darkness. And so right now we'll kind of take a pause in our story at these places where we're reclaiming these aspects of ourselves, and recognition where there's no freedom for any of us until we've all been liberated. And so with that, we'll pass it on over to Scott.
Well, first of all, thank you. So beautiful. And a lot of comments coming in the chat box. People really appreciating seeing the visual of the masculine and feminine energy that the two of you are displaying so beautifully. And I also, one of our wonderful regulars is Jerry Anderson. He's the monk of the Mystic Monastery. And so when you were talking about the lantern, he sent this image. And it's an image that actually is part of his monastery. The person carrying a lantern is actually the logo of his mystic monastery.
Wow.
Lantern has a violet flame tint from that of Master Saint Germain. So just honoring, of course, Sophia, but also honoring in this moment Saint Germain, and just how it all kind of weaves together so beautifully.
Thank you for that. And what's the name of the person who has that monastery?
It's Jerry Anderson. I'll bring him up.
Jerry. Oh, hello, Jerry.
Jerry is one of
And-
our regulars. Let me see if I can find him. Where are you, Jerry?
And how fitting, also because this year of 2025, numerologically, it's a 9. And so if we look at the numerology of 9, in Tarot, 9 is the hermit. 9 is that image. And so for me, in my experience of that archetype, it's this invitation into our own inner depths. So I really pray that this is not the case, but what sometimes happens when this archetype is represented is our internal world is so magnified that it feels like people are doing things to us, but what's happening is we're so in touch with our own internal world, more so than we usually are. So our internal triggers seem louder. It's this, it's like everything we're seeing in the world around us is really just showing us about ourselves. So, just to presence that energy, if you seem, like this year is challenging or we're triggered or whatever, recognize it's revealing our own inner self. And so I love that Jerry's been devoting his life to that.
I take it one step further. Our monastery is to make a sanctuary for highly sensitive, empathic, spiritual souls. So this is kind of like a sanctuary for those people. And its output is the first country where we've combined indigenous and monastic wisdom in the same monastery.
Beautiful.
What Jerry is, his monastery is amazing. They have 10,000 acres in Puerto Rico. They are their own ecclesiastic nation. There are only 5 ecclesiastic nations in the world, the most famous one being the Vatican. Jerry actually has seats at the United Nations. And he has really created something very important. So it's beautiful to have Jerry with us almost every week. And Jerry, I love again that you brought up this image, and then Ray Amano letting us know about the 9 and how it connects to the hermit, and that going within as we carry the light out into the world.
Yes, and the 9 is also in Chaldean numerology connected to the energy of the planet Mars. And Mars is a spiritual warrior. Some would say that it's the planet of war, but when harnessed in its, there's always the shadow and the light capacities of any aspect. So when it's in its best, Mars is the energy of the spiritual warrior. So it gives us the power to accomplish anything that maybe we've been struggling to accomplish in the past, and all guided through that inner wisdom.
Beautiful. Well, we are looking forward to, and Tammy Moore is pointing out that Mars is starting the year in retrograde. There you have it. And Tiara writes, an amplification of all, for the all by the light of the lantern.
Mm. Yes, so rich with symbolism this year, the year of completion. It's it's like hold on to your hats, everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. And regardless of who you voted for or your political beliefs, I like what Elizabeth April says about the new president about to come in. Her reading is that Donald Trump, in every one of his lifetimes, is the great disruptor. That's what his being is all about, is to disrupt. And so, all right, there's a lot of disruption that's going to take place. And let's just imagine that it is divinely orchestrated in ways that our little human brains cannot possibly imagine. Yeah. All right. We will get more Rayamana and Michael and Omashar in a moment, but I want to take a moment to invite all of us to celebrate this year that just passed, the year 2024, and also what do we want to let go of? There's that whole thing that if we want to bring something new in, we have to create this space. I know a lot of people have a wonderful practice of around this time of year or any time of the year, taking a look in the closet and what's something they didn't wear over the last 12 months. And if they haven't worn it in the last 12 months through any of the seasons, they give it away. They create more space. It's a great practice. Well, I want us to all, and now this is where it gets very inclusive. Welcoming the 33 people in our Zoom room. And again, a reminder for those of you watching on Facebook, on YouTube, come and join us. I know a couple of you have actually already done that. I've had a couple of people that immediately registered when I mentioned that. So if you go to globalpeacetribe.com, just click register for the new season, and that'll take you to the registration page. You'll get your Zoom room links, and you'll be here in about 2 minutes. And then you can participate directly. I'm going to invite people to either put in the chat box, or if you want to have your camera on and share, raise your hand. There's a little, if you take a look on your, down below in the toolbar, there's a little raise hand. See, I just raised my hand there. You can click lower hand. If you raise your hand, then it brings you right to the front, and then I can see that you want to speak. And we're going to start by sharing what's one wonderful thing we're celebrating about 2024. Or you can put in multiple things if you wish. But what are you celebrating that was a wonderful thing for you in 2024? And I'll model it, and then I'll go to Omashar and Rayamana and Michael, and they'll give their examples. And it could be something really big and global, or it could be something very personal. And so I'm going to give 2 examples. And my really fun example is I'm a huge baseball fan. And my team has always been the Los Angeles Dodgers. My dad was originally from Brooklyn. I was weaned on Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale and the Dodgers. I am an honorary Dodger. I won a big contest a long time ago. And this year in 2024, the Dodgers won the World Series. So honestly, that's one of my highlights of 2024. Not exactly big and global, but really, really fun. And then really my other highlight are these shows, and being able to do shows with people like Rayamana and all the wonderful co-hosts and guests and presenters that come in and join us. And certainly, most of all, being able to twice a week be with this incredible man, Omashar, my co-pilot, my good friend, and the person who is really the muse of the awakening world. So those are my highlights of 2024, and I'm going to turn it over to you, partner, what you'd like to share.
Well, apart from my sharing in a minute, it's a lot, because for me, 2024, I think has been like about 10 years in one. I think I've gone through every terrible thing and every wonderful thing. And but the walk of my spiritual practice now is I'm really only remembering the wonderful things. And what I'd like to celebrate within myself is how I've started to listen to myself and how I've started to actually care about myself. I didn't realize I didn't care. I didn't really, really, really care. I mean, on the surface, I did. And me caring, Susan, really? You just had an earthquake, Susan? And me caring about myself has allowed me to really look into my heart and find out that there's this whole consciousness thing that I'm looking through out into the world, and it's full of all these programs which I didn't even know were running. And it was interesting what Ray was just saying about all the triggers that are coming up in my field now. I've realized that they're not necessarily anybody dissing me. It's just myself showing up saying, here's another portion of my consciousness that you could probably just take to the light and allow its memory and record to be gone forever. Just take the goodness out of it. And so what I'm celebrating is my ability to look within, my caring about myself, because it's something that I haven't done forever, and now I really am. And also the communities that I've become a part of, especially this one right here, the Awakening World, they really, really, really have become my family. Holy smoke! I didn't know the joy and the completeness I feel when I get into this group with each other, because we're all in our homes and our rooms watching the screen, but you take yourself out of that. There's actually a cocoon here. There's a group of us which we're all joined together in consciousness because we're all facing our attention towards the center, which is the Awakening World show. So that's my gratitude, is becoming aware and becoming aware that I'm not doing this by myself. I don't have to save the world, because it's not me that has to save the world. You know, the one that we are has the plan. I just have to get out of the bloody way, which I am. And because I'm British, I can say bloody. So without being whatever. So there we are. I think that's mine for now, Scott. And in my hope for this new year, in the last few years, hundreds of shows online, but my hope for this new year is to have live shows. I want to be live again, and not live personally, but with people playing around the world. I only have 2 gigs set up for this year so far. I got 1 million set up online, but I want to be interacting again out in the world. Thank you.
Beautiful. Diara writes, yes, Omashar, advanced self-care and self-love. And she has a word she's created, family. It's friends who have become family. So here's to family. I'm going to go to Rayamana and Michael to hear what they're celebrating from 2024.
Oh, thank you so much, Scott. Well, I mean,
lot to celebrate. Lot to celebrate.
I mean, we just met this year, so that has been a great blessing, and to be able to sing together like we do has been incredible. And actually, Scott, meeting you this year, connecting with you, has been such a great blessing. And I just love moments like this to give a pause, to reflect on those things that are of such great value. And one other thing that comes to my mind is my work with young people. This year, I'm a transformational life coach, so I work with people to help them find their purpose. And usually I work with adults, but this year I've had 2 17-year-old clients that have been really struggling with their self-worth. And it has inspired in me like this fierce mother lioness that just wants our young people to know who they are, to be safe, to live in a world that is free of this distortion field that confuses our sense of direction. And so I feel like last year, and I so agree with Omashar, like the worst and the best, like all mixed together. And I'm grateful for the pieces that I see coming together for this new year. And I would say Omashar also said like what he's calling in. So we've started this music project called The Song of Songs, and same for us, Omashar. We would really, I think, love to be singing and really leading people in this experience of the unified field, this experience of collective consciousness, and then using that collective consciousness to help to shift us all and create these vibrational changes that we're really needing to help with the ascension. So I talked so much. So.
Well, there has been certainly a beautiful convergence and a re-sparking of my musical fire with the convergence of our hearts as we're in deeper creation. So that is probably one of the most pronounced highlights of 24. And another big part of 24 is I travel a lot. I share the stage a lot. I'm in front of a lot of people. I'm a speaker. And so I have the opportunity to meet a lot of people and to be in a lot of communities. And I mean large communities where there's tens of thousands of people that are participating at these events. And the thing that's most beautiful and exciting is all the work that a lot of us have been doing and a lot of you have been doing, people like yourself, Scott, who've been holding the flame and the torch for so many years for the bringing of the higher awareness and the shifting of consciousness of humanity. All of that work is culminating into the now. And it's not just a feeling. It's not just a notion. It's not just an idea we're reading in a book. It's happening. And I'm seeing it firsthand as I'm out in the world and being in front of people and connecting in the hearts and connecting, eye to eye, third eye to third eye. It's happening. There is something magnificent going on where the distortion in the field is starting to clear. So it might feel like there's a heightened element of chaos, but in that heightened element of chaos is bringing us into an opportunity to take that chaos into greater creation with more awareness. And that is what I am seeing with my own eyes. That is what I am experiencing in my own experience as I'm out in the world. And that is what's happening. And that's what we're moving into in 2025. And that is the brightest spark in my heart.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to read just a couple of the comments that have come into the chat box, and then we'll give Ellie a chance to share briefly. And then we've got to get to the next part of our process here. But I'm going to read some of the comments that have come in from the audience. Sharon writes, so much gratitude for Gaia's sacred places and the enlightened information exchange between my body and sacred nadis. Very cool, Sharon. And our beloved Connie, of Connie and Andrew fame, writes, we love Omashar. And they're opening their event tomorrow at the Center for Human Flourishing in Colorado. Elevate Your Frequency for 2025. Again, the Trust Frequency theme song, Hypnotized, which is, of course, one of our favorite Omashar songs. And the link is in the chat box there, so thank you for that. Maureen writes, I'm celebrating my immediate miraculous heart healing from her heart attack she had in Spain in May. Celebrating all the love and healing prayers that was sent the same day from everyone around the world. It was the Hello movement was happening, and the Global Peace Tribe family were all praying for her. And it was verified by the Ibiza doctors a couple days later, who confirmed physically when the second blockage was gone right away and her heart was clear. To get that, she had a heart attack, and our love, our prayers created a miracle healing. And it's great to have you with us, Maureen. Welcome. By the way, there was a 4.8 magnitude earthquake while Rayamana and Michael were playing and doing their Sophia thing. So I don't know if that earthquake happened when she was taken down into the underworld, but there was a 4.8 magnitude earthquake. Some of our people felt it in the Bay Area, apparently centered in Lake County. So you gotta love that. Okay, I'm just reading a couple more, then we'll go to Ellie, and then we'll continue on. Mara, her gratitude is that I did a lot of traveling this year. Interesting and exciting experiences, projects finally completed, deep friendships, wonderful friends. That's beautiful. And Grace Denise writes, thank you for all the wonderful shares. I'm grateful for this group and for the Zoom that lets us all be together. Absolutely. And we'll hear from one of our people directly. Ellie, I'm going to put the spotlight on you. What would you like to share?
Yeah, hi everyone. First of all, happy New Year. And yeah, a couple of things from 2024. One is that my plan has been to get a puppy. I had my two cats for 20 and a half years, and one of the cats said that she wants to come back as a dog so she can bark like a dog. And I, part of the plan is to still get a puppy when it's the right time. But in the meantime, a wonderful cat came into my life. He was abandoned in my neighborhood by his humans who were evicted, and he was left to fend for himself. And so I ended up taking him in, and that was last April. And he's been a real joy in my life. It's a little bit of challenges, but I'm really enjoying his presence. And the other thing I just wanted to share is, as far as my work in the world, my remote healing work, I've been working with more and more like family members. And I love that, because if I just work with one family member of the family, yes, it helps shift the whole dynamic, but not as much as if I work with several members of the family. And I recently got my best video testimonial from a woman who I worked with and helped her husband, and their two daughters. And I just love her joy and excitement, describing how I helped them in really just a few sessions. And Scott, I sent that to you earlier today. You probably didn't get a chance to look at it, but helping others really brings me a lot of joy. And so I'm hoping for a lot more of that this year, 2025.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you for getting up and sharing with us. And
Yeah.
thank you for your divine service. My mentor, Marshall Rosenberg, used to say, the greatest joy in life is being of service to others. And I've added, the greatest tragedy in life is not knowing that. But the people I know that are happiest are the ones that do know that and are of service to others and bring joy from that. So, okay. We're now going to whoops. I'm going to, somebody needs to mute because I'm hearing myself twice. I want to do a second part of my little piece. Then I'm going to get to Omashar and Ray and Michael. And the second piece is what I'd mentioned before. What are we letting go of? What are we going to let go of that as we enter this new, some people would call it a New Year's resolution, or you can just call it something you're letting go of. So again, I'll model and then go to Omashar and Raymana and Michael. For me, and I wrote these out last night, actually, the community I live with here in Tiburon, we did a really lovely New Year's Eve ceremony last night. And I want to let go of unconscious patterns, reactions, and even compulsions. When I kind of zone out and I just am on automatic, as opposed to really consciously choosing my words, consciously choosing my actions, consciously choosing the food that I put into my body. I'm on the 8th day of a cleanse. I started a cleanse on my birthday, a week ago, Christmas Day. And I'll be on the cleanse for anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. And it's going well. So I'll do at least 3 weeks, I'm sure. Anyway, it's all part of my letting go. I want to let go of some pounds, and definitely let go of unconscious reactions and compulsions. So that's mine. I'll go to Omashar, and then we will go to Rayamana, and then I'll read some of the comments in the chat box. And please let us know I want to make this inclusive, so please put in the chat box what you're letting go of. And here is Omashar.
And so I think what I am going to let go of most completely is self-judgment, and the little ways that I go through my day, and whatever I do, I throw in, there's a comment that just comes afterwards, like it could be better, or you shouldn't be doing that, or this, that, and the other. And it's just so I choose to cherry pick through all of my self-judgments, all of my self-blame, all of my self-condemnation, and even gossip about myself, because I think as we awaken, we're going to find out that there's these several different parts of ourselves which are all kind of conscious, and it's now during this year that we're all going to get to know each other and to how to move this mothership forward, this earth body, individually and collectively. And so I'll just leave it at that: self-judgment, and be able to catch myself judging myself, and then being able to say after that, it's okay, you just saw where your self-judgment momentum is. All you have to do is pluck it out and replace it with some beautiful thought. That's mine for now.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Who can relate to letting go of self-judgment, right? I think it's probably all of us can relate to that one. All right, let's hear what Rayamana and Michael have to say.
You want to talk first?
Sure. What I am letting go of, what I'm moving into in 25 and for the rest of my life, is slowing down and finding the time for self-reflection. I spend a lot of my time in service, and an aspect of that being in over-service is I don't always serve myself. I don't take the time, I haven't been taking the time to be in reflection. And some of that is kind of a way for me of hiding from myself, or hiding from things that I need to really sit in. So it's a deep commitment going into this new step to slow down and be in deeper self-reflection.
Thank you for that. For me, what I would love to let go of is deep old triggers and wounding of feeling of abandonment and lack of feeling loved. And I feel like, some of these things that we want to let go, it's nice to say, yeah, and I will let go of ... But, if we want to let them go, probably like we've wanted to let them go before, and they have a strong hold on us. So, I would invite into this moment, into this new year, the grace of the divine to help us to be untethered from these places where we've maybe been a prisoner in the past. When those triggers come over us, when we feel just, so unloved, so unwanted, and, it feels like it's, just collapsing the world around us. May the grace of the divine just uproot those things so that they don't haunt us any longer.
Thank you for sharing that, because it's true. How many of us are like, oh my God, I'm letting go of the same thing I was letting go of last year and the year before and the year before. You go back and you read journals from when you were teenagers, like, oh my God, same stuff back then, right?
Yeah.
So I really appreciate your sharing that.
And if it was only up to us, we would have done it already.
Right?
We're pretty resourceful. So if we haven't done it already, maybe there's something else going on, and we can appeal to the higher forces for help.
Michael, you talked about rest, and that reminded me that I want to share this with everybody. There's a wonderful ongoing program that started today. It goes for the next 7 days, called the 7 Days of Rest. It's all free of charge. And there are all these amazing programs. I know Omashar and I were both on the program tonight with Ben Bowler that kind of, introduced it all. But every day there's like 5 or 6 different Zoom room events that you can participate in, or you can catch the replays. And it's 7daysofrest.org. rest.org, and there's dashes in between. So 7 days, number 7 days dash of dash rest.org. And I'll put that, of course, into the chat box for our Zoom members. And there's this wonderful woman who's kind of started it 7 years ago, who really waxes eloquent about the power of deep rest, and that's where inspiration comes in. That's where the wisdom comes in. So thank you, Michael, for reminding me to share that with everybody. I'm going to read a few of the messages, and then we finally have time for, we're calling it Omishar's bit. Ellie writes, our guides will help us. We just need to remember to ask them. Thank you. That's absolutely right. Dia Therese reminding us of that wonderful Love and Spoonful song, Slow Down, You Move Too Fast. That'd be a good one for a good cover for Omishar to do sometime. Okay, other things that people are letting go of. Grace Denise is letting go of self-judgment as well as Omishar and self-blame. Ellie is letting go of feeling more responsible for things that she's not responsible for, lightening the load so that she can focus on who and what she is truly here to help. Now, that's a good one. You know, sometimes those of us that are natural caregivers, we sometimes expend our energy giving to people that are not even ready to receive it. So that's a good one to work on. Thank you, Ellie. Mara writes, letting go of extreme fear and patterns that no longer serve me, staying more grounded, calm, and centered within myself. Connie writes, it's important to recognize our triggers are there to show us the parts of ourselves that we don't love yet. We came to bring a gift to the party, all of us, the party of life, not just the parts we think the world wants to see. Yes, indeed, this is still Connie talking. Self-judgment is all about the parts we don't love. And she has a beautiful online course. I highly recommend it, called The Trust Frequency, The Dance of Souls, link in the chat box. Dia Therese, letting go of freeing myself from efforting and instead relax and flow. There it is again, the 7 days of rest for you, Dia. Susan Bloomquist writes, I want to let go of identifying with things that do not help me to rise. I can identify with the light within. This is enough for anyone. Thank you. Tiara writes, letting go of fear in big letters. I've been working on this all day, making a commitment to do the things that frighten me, in a safe way, of course. You know, Tony Robbins has a great quote, Tiara. His quote is, if you can't, you must. It's a good one for you. All right, I think I've covered most everyone. Oh, Karen S. just popped one in. 2024 was one of the most challenging years of my life, as 4 of my closest longtime friends transitioned. But at the same time, I was able to rejuvenate my entertainment career, which I had put on the back burner for a number of years. And this has brought me great joy. Karen S., maybe you'll play on The Awakening World. I would love to have you sing on our show. She continues to write, I'm in the process of letting go of some people and possessions that no longer serve me. Cleaning out a storage unit this past week. All right, those are all good ones. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. We're going to do more sharing a little bit later on in the show, but it is finally time for what we are affectionately calling tonight Omishar's Bit.
And that's a megabit right there. And so, dear, feeling groovy. So, da-da-da-da-da. So my bit here is to bring us into a little more into the center. And so I'm going to lead us in a meditation. And then from the meditation, I'm going to go straight into a song. And the song's called The Flower of Life, because as most of us are aware of here, the Flower of Life sacred geometry is one of the original blueprints from which all of creation is hung upon. Let's put it that way, that is manifested through. And so you can lie down or you can sit up straight. You can just take something out of your lap and just get ready to come into the center. and we'll meditate for a few minutes, and then I'll go straight into the song. And in the meditation, there'll be a part at the beginning where we're asked to close our eyes. Obviously, you're going to do what you do anyway. But when the song starts, you can just, it's a very gentle ambient song, The Flower of Life. You can keep your eyes closed if you wish through the whole song, or not. You can peek, because there's going to be stuff happening behind. And we're going to watch Scott eat his oats. And, anyway, so I'm going to, what am I doing? I'm getting a little nervous, but whatever, I don't care. We're with family. So we're going to start a backing track, and this backing track is actually my CD called Zenith, and it's an ambient track of I think it's 532 hertz, mainly the heart frequency. And so if we're all ready, let's go there. So those of us on the screen, thumbs up if we're all ready. Hey, love it. So take a deep in-breath, deep in-breath, and gently exhale, letting your eyes soften and letting your eyes to close. And continue to breathe slowly and consciously, and bring to your mind these qualities. Inspiration and gratitude and joy and kindness and compassion and appreciation for all of life everywhere. Now take another deep in-breath, and with a slow exhale, make the sound ah, freeing any tension from your jaw and your throat. And now slowly take another even deeper in-breath and hold it for 4 counts. And then as you exhale it, exhale a slow audible sigh, expelling all the air from your lungs. Freeing the tension from your chest and from your abdomen. And now resume a regular breathing pattern and begin to become aware of life breathing you. The breath that you are breathing is life breathing you, life flowing throughout your physical body. A gentle flow, the river of life. And so be at peace with yourself and with the environment immediately around you. And feel or imagine all of the cells of your body communicating with each other in harmony. And know right now that you are in exactly the right place, at exactly the right time, with exactly the right people. There's nothing to pull us out of this moment. And visualize now, or feel a golden sun hovering just above your head. And feel it radiating its light and warmth, its pure divine light, down through your crown, cascading like a waterfall through your third eye area, flowing down through your throat chakra and into and through your heart center, and down onto your solar plexus, a river of pure light, down through your sacral chakra, and continuing to flow out through your root chakra into the ground beneath you. And see it going down, 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 touching and anchoring into the crystal heart of Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, Pachamama. And let your attention rest in the center of Mother Earth for a few breaths. Now slowly bring your attention back up to your feet. Feel your toes and the soles of your feet. Rising up now through your root chakra. Feel this energy coming up. And feel it still connected to the crystal heart of the mother as you're bringing it back up through your root chakra and through your sacral area. Through your solar plexus. And now rest your attention back into your heart center, feeling your connection with the crystalline heart center of Mother Earth and your heart center. And breathe slowly and consciously. Be aware that you are breathing your breath and your breath is breathing you. Breathe a little deeper than usual. And now bring your attention to your listening, to the area within and around your ears. Your inner ear, so to speak. And listen. I am love. I love the source of all creation above all else. My neighbor is myself, and myself as an awakening conscious being. I am wisdom. I distinguish what is breaking down from what is breaking through. I let go of what is breaking down. I am faith. I know there is a perfect design of creation. Each of us a vital element in that design. I know I am now acting in perfect harmony with that design. I am courage. I know that I am not working alone. I am surrounded by mighty champions on this earth and in the universe beyond. And together we are working towards our inevitable awakening. I am patience. The timing is not in my hand. I live in eternity, but I act in the present. I am fulfilled. I surrender all need to know the timing and I act in joy. Joy being the motor of the universe. I am power. To the degree that I empower others, I am now empowered. I am surrender. Not my will, but thy will be done on earth as it is through all creation.
ones who've chosen be here in peace, live life in truth, shine forth your love and show the way. The flower of life, the ancient of days, with the void, into the void we travel. Know who you are. You've come a long way. You're a bright shining star, divine you are. What you think, let yourself feel, heed the small voice within you. Open your heart.
It's truly a new year. Of the years we've been with Omashar, there's a completely different Omashar experience than we've had before. And thank you so much, beloved brother. That was amazing. That was just awesome.
It is. The video is awesome too. I had a lot of fun putting it together. But what it's done, Scott, is seeing my evolution over the time that we have been together on this show, not the lifetimes of all of us being together. I've witnessed my own coming, and when I came onto the show, I was so crushed and so beaten, and I still showed up, and because of you opening the door for me to share what is my deepest passion, which is my music. It is where I have found my own inner muse again, because. So thank you.
Thank you, Omashar. And
Yeah.
thank you, everybody, for moving and grooving. And even to that very slow beat, it's great to have Diara back with us and Adora, as always. Lynn, thank you so much. Really appreciate everybody moving to the music and being part of that. That's a really beautiful part of our show. And a reminder that we can support Omashar by going to his website. It's omashar.com, his name. Just scroll down a little bit, and that's where you could get the links to his music. And we always want to go to Bandcamp. That's where his 5 children reside, the 5 CDs he's created. And we definitely want to support him by going to Bandcamp, or you can go to omashar.bandcamp.com. That takes you directly there. So thank you very much. Well, when we last heard Rhea Mana and Michael Joseph, we weren't quite sure what was going to happen to Sophia. I'm curious about that. So let us go back to them and resume their experience and the story.
Thank you. I just have to comment on Omar Shar's song and track. That was beautiful, and the backing imagery and the artistry you put behind that, and the chord structures, the progression, the modulations, the key changes, and that Jeff Beck guitar stuff going on back there. Oh!
I know, right? I know.
Love
It was ultimate. And very rarely do I get the opportunity to pull it out. And it's because of the container today that it just, we're working in the same field. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Michael.
It was beautiful expression.
So
Appreciate that.
beautiful, so moving. I feel transformed after listening. So thank you for giving me that deep peace in my body and the experience of that. Thank you. I love this iteration of you. So thank you. So we were on our journey with Sophia, and she began singing praise to the light, and then she made some beings mad, and then they tricked her and into the world of chaos where she got trapped. And so in the story of Pistis Sophia, she is then tormented by demons. And she does a sequence of 13 repentances intermingled with singing praise to the light. And it's said that because of her purity, as she descended into darkness, as she cried out for God to come to her, everything was purified as a byproduct. And so we're kind of going to pick up in the story. We're putting in the process of like making a musical about this. Yeah. And we did a bit of it for the winter solstice in an event called Songs for the Light. So we've been working on the story and working on the songs, and so stay tuned for that. So where we're going to pick up with our songs we have today is after Sophia is redeemed, is liberated. And how this song came through is in this moment of kind of going through my own suffering, and God just, feel like a theme in my life has been God saying, keep your eyes on me. All is well. Just connect with your devotional heart, and all is well, all shall be well. And so this song is like just what happens when you keep your eye on the divine, regardless of what's happening around you. And this is the Sophia when she starts the process of redemption. Where are we? There we are.
Right there. Yeah.
Some days they seem oh so dark, so I look for the light in my heart. When the tides of light take me low, you show me the way back home. Because the sun comes after rain, and I'll take a breath again. In you I find my strength, right where it's always been. I turn into a lighthouse as your love pours over me, captivated by your spirit. You wash my life clean. Some nights they seem oh so long, so I listen for your sweet song, and my heart opens wide to see through that it's always been with you. As the sun comes after rain, I'll take a breath again. In you I find my strength, right where it's always been. I turn into a lighthouse as your love pours over me, captivated by your spirit. You wash my life clean. So I turn into a lighthouse for all the world to see. Through the pouring rain, I seek you out again, and your light shines right through me. It's always been you. It's always been you. So I turn into a lighthouse as your love pours over me. Through the pouring rain, I seek you out again, and you wash my life clean. Through the pouring rain, I seek you out again, and your light pours right through. It's always been
Absolutely beautiful, beautiful. I want to give people a chance to learn a little bit more about what Rayamana and Michael provide. And then we're going to continue on with some vision they're going to lead. But I think this might be a good moment for us to take a look. And to learn all about Rhea Mana and her many offerings, go to her website, which is her name, Rhea Mana, spelled REYAMANNA, two N's in there, rheamana.com. You can learn all about her various offerings. And what's probably most relevant is she's got a really special thing that's about to start. She has been doing for quite a while these beautiful song keeper schools. I know many of you have participated in some of her experiences on my show and also privately, where she sings to the earth. And she has a song keeper school starting on Saturday, February 1st. And Rhea, what would you like for the audience to know about that?
Oh, thank you, Scott. Just that, we all need each other at this time. We need the earth, and the earth needs us. It's said in Aboriginal culture that the earth is alive, and it needs us to sing to it. And also the earth and mountains and sacred sites and vortexes and portals and energy centers, they are like a library. They're memory keepers of the truth of who we are. So in the Songkeeper School, we learn how to build that relationship with the earth, with the unseen worlds, to support the empowerment of these divine master beings, which are the spirits of place, which are the ascended masters of the mountains, which are the tree people, that we build relationship with the earth as our brothers and sisters, and our life is richly blessed as a byproduct. And for those of us here to embody a purpose, to be a way shower, we need that connection with our unseen allies. And this is a program that takes place over 5 months, and it gives us that opportunity to go on a deep dive. We learn about the alchemy, the alchemical power of song and sound, and how to use song and sound to transmute energy, to remove blocks and stagnation in our own body, and to help bring greater fulfillment in our life. And for me, songwriting is a part of the Songkeeper School. And, even that song that we just shared, Lighthouse, it's like, when I was little, I watched Sound of Music. Who's watched Sound of Music?
We just watched the Sound of Music.
And so as an adult, I went back and I watched it and I was like, oh my God, this is my life. Like, go and sing to the mountains and bring children up there. And, I just feel so full when my life has a soundtrack. And feeling like God is speaking to me through these melodies and through these songs. And, when the words of that last song came through of, as I was captivated by your spirit, you washed my life clean. It's like God just kept saying, like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Keep your eye on me. And like, while I was in that space of devotion, like my karma was being cleared, my burdens were being lifted. And, so in the Songkeeper School, we recognize that music is not just about performance, that it's about part of our daily communion with life. And it's such an important part to elongate these sounds and to be in that space of connection and devotion to who we are. So thank you, Scott, for having me, and thank you for introducing the Songkeeper School. It's such a pleasure to sing with people, to bless the earth. And it feels like now more than ever, it's like we're amping up our game. Like, it's time.
There's some beautiful comments coming in. Diara writes, I sang to my house this morning and all the objects in it, as well as the yard and the land. Thank you, Rhea and Michael. Beautiful song. And Omashar writes, Michael and Rhea, what a beautiful song and sharing. Thank you both so much. I'm feeling you deeply. Carol Craig writes, so lovely listening to Michael and Rhea singing together. Ada writes, I love this song. I turn into a lighthouse. And Carol also writes, I saw the stage play Sound of Music at the Theater by the Sea in Rhode Island this past summer. It's also a beautiful play. So people are just loving this. Thank you so much. And a little bit about Michael, and we're going to actually do have Michael come back on the show and talk about the work that he does in the sovereignty movement. But his website is sacredhonoref.com. That's Sacred Honor Educational Fellowship, Keys to Living in Divine Law. And Michael, could you give us just a little homeopathic dose of your medicine?
Yeah, sure. Well, the biggest mission that we have is to help people realize the difference between the public and the private, right? So we help people discover this whole other layer of empowerment, which is the substance that we carry in natural law. So there's the substance and then there's the form. And the form is what we've been indoctrinated to think within the system is what really has the power over the substance, which are the people, right? So there seems to be some kind of a force or an energy that is taking place that is trying to move us into things that are just not natural. And my whole life I've been aware of this, and I've considered myself a bit of a rebel. But the truth of the matter is that everything in my being is feeling that what we're being taught and what we're being moved into just isn't natural. So my being, my soul is wanting to always navigate or gravitate towards what is natural, which is the heart, which is the soil, which is the water, which is the connection with people. And we have been led to think that there's some force outside of us that has power over us. And I'm talking about governing systems and governing bodies and globalist regimes and those kinds of elements. And what we have done over a period of 50 years, we have a group of fellows within our fellowship that have been tracking and studying a lot of these what we call fictional law things and natural law things, and we've been able to unpack it in a way and share it with folks so the spell can be broken, if you will, to help them see the difference between what we call the corporate fiction and the natural state, or the republic, if you want to call it that. But really, we just call it what is natural. So we help people see that, and then we help people navigate their lives with more empowerment as the substance of the system, because the system is actually a fiction. It's not a breathing, sentient being like the federal United States is actually an entity. It's a corporation, which most people don't even get. It's actually a corporate body. It's not the United States of America, the Republic. The United States is a corporation. It's different. So we help unpack those differences and the substantial difference of what that is and why it matters. And then we help people navigate their lives in what we call in the private, which is all things that are natural. And we help people if they want to navigate their lives separately and differently from the corporate elements of the corporate state, then we show them how to do that in an empowering way that's completely lawful and completely legal. So we just have pathways, what we call the foundations for self-governance. So when we get into the lawful natural law things, the original organic constitution, and I say original because there's more than one, the original organic constitution was created to limit the legislative powers of government so the people could remain in self-governance. But we're not in that right now. We don't self-govern at all. We have a system that tells us exactly what to do, when to do, and how to do it all the time. And how have we found ourselves there? So we discover this, we share this with you within the fellowship, and we help you find your deeper way of self-empowerment when we find our way back to all things that are natural. And we're talking about education, economics, land, all of the elements that the system has taken control of, when really it's all about us self-governing back into these spaces. So that's just the quick overview of that. Thank you for taking that in.
And I would love to add, it's very practical. And it's like, it shows us how to navigate the contracts. So it's, this world is operated through a set of agreement. We agree to certain belief systems. And it's really just helping dissect the way we operate through business arrangements, taxes, land purchases. So hands-on, it just helps us to navigate in a way that, if we don't know, then we're subject to someone who knows. So this is putting the knowledge back in our hands so that we can be more empowered.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's a beautiful journey. It is a journey, and it's a worthy one. And on the main page, there's a rather short video. It's not particularly sexy. However, it's very informative. It's about 26 minutes, and it's called Breaking the Spell. It's right there. We're actually redoing this video now, which is going to be an hour long. But it's a great video to get started with, and then you can join. It's free to become a basic member to go in and just learn more. And it's just full of beautiful people like myself that are here to help people find their way back to all things that are natural.
Beautiful. Wow. Thank you so much for the wonderful work you're doing. I definitely want to have a show where we really focus on it and people can learn kind of steps they can take to, I guess, protect ourselves. So let's definitely schedule a time to do that, Michael.
Yeah, would be honored to. Thank you, Scott.
And I just want to add, so that we don't have to protect ourselves. You know, we're constantly feeling like we have to protect ourselves, and the fear that we feel from certain rules that are in place that we don't quite know how to operate. We can understand how to set up our life so that we can live without needing to protect ourselves, so that we can feel safe and we can actually live the lives we were born to live.
Yes, when we are afraid of our government, there's tyranny.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
helps us find our way through that.
Yep. Wow. Iota writes, Michael, I'm so excited about this work you're doing. I want to know more. I will check out your website and let others know also.
Yeah, thanks, Iota.
Well, I think this is now the visioning part. And if I recall correctly, you guys are going to lead this, yeah?
The visioning, I thought, oh,
I
I think it might be a collaborative process. How fantastic.
All right. I love collaborating with the two of you.
So, shall we start or shall you start?
Go for it.
Okay, so I guess maybe we'll just do a little guided process and drop in and see what's available. So let's rub our hands together. You know, we've been, for you, I mean, here we are, we're talking and we're singing and all kinds of things. And for you, you're also singing, but let's just get our bodies involved a little bit.
Yeah.
And our hands are an extension of our heart. So when we rub our hands together, we're kind of knocking on the door to our heart. And in the Q'ero tradition of South America, of Peru, they say that access to the spiritual world is through the heart. And it's not a door that we can break down. It's an opening that's gifted to a humble heart. So here we are in humility, saying, my heart is here, my heart is open, I'm available to the divine to move through me, and I'm open to the guidance that's available. So let's shake out our hands and let's close our eyes. And just recalling that beautiful meditation that Omashar brought us on and our connection with the heart of our Mother Earth. And again, feeling this crystalline core as though she has a star in her heart. And then feeling the star in our own heart, the light that sits within, the seat of the soul. And then feeling the sun and feeling the heart of the sun. For we are the divine loved children of our cosmic Father and our divine Mother. And then feel us all sitting in sacred circle, feeling these lights in one another's hearts wherever we are in the world. And feeling us like these acupuncture points, these needles. So for each of us, we're connected to the heart of the sun through our own heart to the heart of the earth. And feeling ourselves across the planet as a beautiful grid. Feeling the beauty that you bring to the world at this time. Feeling the beauty of your own expression, your own unique, individual life story that you're in the process of living out. this beautiful love story of the divine. And then feeling all of us as part of this collective story. And inviting in the directions, the archangels that guard those gates, inviting in our Pachamama, her elementals, her kingdoms, casting a circle of protection around ourselves, sending blessings and light through our ancestral lines, past and future, through the ancestral lines of the lands upon which we find ourselves. Inviting in the sun, the moon, the stars, the angels, archangels, our star family, the Holy Sophia, the Christos. Inviting in the connection with the star of our destiny. Inviting in that opening of our inner awareness, our inner eye, our inner ear. For our unseen allies to speak through to us at this time and show us the highest vision for our future individually and for our future collectively. And feeling ourselves as these points of light, these lights that shine in our hearts, that all of these lights are connected by the great web of life, that we are so essential, each one of us, and how greatly we impact the whole through just the act of our existence. And so for yourself, inviting in, what is that vision? What did you come here for? What is your highest expression? Are there any stories that have limited who you've allowed yourself to be? And if there were no limits, if money were no object, if health were no object, if there was nothing that we referred to but ... if all those got taken into the big cosmic soup and we were just unencumbered, what does our life look like? What does our planet look like? And just feeling into the energy of that, the texture of that, color of that, any images that come to mind. And just taking a walk through this year. Today is January 1st. Just project yourself forward and tune in to, in your highest expression, what does this year look like for you? And see yourself so happy, so healthy. See others happy for you as this year of completion carries you through to this next level. What are those projects? What are those opportunities? What are those relationships? What is that feeling? And just communing with this vision for a moment. And giving gratitude to all that has come before. And giving gratitude to ourselves for our bravery and our courage. And embodying into this body at this time. And then whatever these awarenesses are, if you want to take a moment and write them down, whatever you need to stay connected with this vision. When we're in a group like this and we come together in music and song and intention, we're activating the unified field, which is amplified exponentially by every one of us here. And in the space of high vibration, it's a more direct pathway to the crystallization of these visions. I won't even say manifestation. It's just, we're held in a field of possibility, of creation, of potentiality. So as we dream these things, as we write these words, as we sing these songs, paint these paintings, from this place of connection and heart, it helps anchor them into our experience of reality. So I look forward to all of us in rejoicing at the end of 2025 for all these things that have come to pass.
And as a not so gentle reminder of, as you're stepping into the morphogenic field of potentiality of 2025, that you sit down in the control seat, and that you are the master of how you navigate life, that you have the power to navigate and shape and form that morphogenic, that malleable morphogenic field to shape the world that you want. And when you have those moments where you're feeling off center, then just remind yourself, close your eyes and sit back in that control seat and navigate and shape the moment of the experience that you're wanting to have. And sometimes that can just help you make it through the building blocks as you're moving towards what it is that you want.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'll share a little bit of what came up for me, and then we'll hear from Omashar, and then really want to hear from our audience members. So please put in the chat box. You know, at the very beginning of what you were sharing, Rhea, when it was kind of the bigger picture, what would the world be like if there was, no boundaries? And I have the vision that heaven on earth is when there is no more money, there is no more capitalistic, materialistic reality, but instead everyone just tunes in to what they feel called to do. Everything gets done. The trash gets picked up. The gardens are tended to. Everything that needs to get done, whether it's more of laborious or creative, it all gets done, and with joy, with absolute joy. So that I was reminded of that vision. And then on a more personal note, definitely for me this year, it's about taking better care of myself. That's why I started with the cleanse. And at the end of the year, just being the most vital, vibrant, and joyful that I've been in years. And the other thing that I want to bring back into my life is greater wonder and magic. You know, when you're in that state of just wonder, like it just like snow. Wow.
Oh, just on that, when my son was maybe 9 years old, his dad dropped him off at my place during a snowstorm. And there was a street light, and he looks and he says, "Mommy, look, those are 1,000 wishes. Those are all of your wishes coming true."
Oh, out of the mouth of babes. Well, we're going to go to the mouth of one of our favorite bigger babes, Mr. Omashar.
Yeah, definitely a babe still. And I know forever we'll be on this journey of discovery. And on the note, Scott, you were saying about the innocence and the curiosity and moving forward again. My greatest need for this year, again, going by what I said before, is about judging and about judging everything, how much that simple term judging separates us from everything. Because if you have no judgment, no opinion, good or bad, about anything, it all is just what it is, then it takes 99% of the load off your shoulder right there. It doesn't mean you don't interact with life or get on with this person or not get on with that person. But as a result of my practice of non-judgment, probably in the last couple of days, for the first time in a couple of decades, I felt my child again. I felt the innocence of, I was walking down the street, and because I had nothing to do, and I decided to have a day of no opinions and no judgments, I started noticing, my goodness, there's a chipmunk running up the tree. Holy smoke, there's a hummingbird. Look at that leaf dancing in the wind. And I thought, hang on a minute, who's this? That's me, because I was so, I had such a momentum of having to do stuff. And so taking time for oneself, taking time for myself, but not forgetting the family that we are joining in with and together, and just gratitude. And I don't know what else to say really, because there's a lot. So I will say nothing. I love you.
It's beautiful, and yeah, letting go of judgment.
It's insidious. It's so insidious. It really, really is. And you don't even know you're judging. We're so used to it. And yes.
You're absolutely right. You've probably heard me tell the story before, but when I was traveling with Marshall Rosenberg, this was around 2001, and we were traveling together, and he pointed out to me how judgmental I was, which was shocking because I thought of myself as this sweet, loving, spiritual guy. And he challenged me, he said, just notice, Scott, how many judgments you have today. We were having breakfast together. So that day I was like, okay, I'll notice. Oh my God, I had no idea. Hundreds. I mean, like, we're just constantly judging, constantly. And remember, a judgment can be what we think is complimentary. Like if I think, wow, he's really good looking, that's still a judgment, right? So it's fascinating. Now, it is important to acknowledge discernment is part of life. We're constantly discerning, what am I going to eat? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? But we can make choices and we can be discerning without any make wrong. The difference between discernment and judgment is in discernment, we're making choices without making anything wrong. That was very helpful for me. I'm going to read a few comments and I want to hear more from people. So let us know more. Don't be shy. Susan Blomquist writes, my vision is to see people working together in ways that suit them and their needs. Thank you, Susan. Absolutely. Grace writes, a state of wonder and discovery. Dihara says, the divine child with an omashar. And Susan also had written, I really agree. It seems the money takes people away from their natural ways. Absolutely. Diara writes, plucking the proverbial brass ring as it turns to gold from the field of potentiality. Absolutely. And Connie writes, discernment, not for me, not now. Exactly. And George writes, some of us have a strong inner critic, really just wanting the best for us. Absolutely. Again, Yogananda said that discernment is the last lesson for master souls. So discernment is a beautiful thing. All right. Well, people are a little bit shy. I thought we'd have a little more responses, but we love you. Dear Teresa just wrote, Bears Kaufman of the Option Institute of Massachusetts, no need for forgiveness if we do not judge good or bad, right or wrong. That's exactly right, Dia. That's right. All right, well, I am going to turn it over to Raymana because I believe she has a very sweet closing experience.
We were going to have an Omashar song before then.
However, I apologize. I messed up.
It's all right. I just looked at the schedule that we wrote out 2 years ago.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Should we do that, or how are we doing with time?
You were great on time. Omashar song and then Raymana.
And then a composing, because I think there's something to go with the beautiful whatever it is that she's going to share. So I'm gonna tell people what you're going to share, Rhea, because I don't know.
Mashar, thank you for rescuing me as you do so often. Thank
It's
you.
all right. And it's spelled Catamas.
Okay.
So I was wondering what to play because we've had such a gentle night. And I know that we now need to get into our bodies. And I know that nobody in the audience likes dancing. And ha ha ha, that's me as a Brit, excuse me. So we're going to have to put on something which is a bit more. So I'm going to bring us into our body, and then Michael and Rhea will take us where they will, because they can.
Keep breathing. And let me shine a light inside, and I'll show you where your truth resides. Rise up to the skies, and I'll prove to you that nothing dies. Together we will rise again, and we'll make amends for what we've done. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. So let me take your hands in mine. As I look at you, your spirit shines. You see, it's true that we are one, and we came out from the central sun. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. So when you take a different view, and you dream awake, breathe out the new. The world will come alive again, as we dance and sing and make new friends. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome right inside. I'll show you where your truth resides. So lift your eyes up to the skies, and I'll prove to you that nothing dies.
That's Twinkle, Our Beloved Brother. I love that song. Love that song. Everybody for moving and grooving and dancing. I always worry about Susan Woolridge, that she's going to get dizzy going around and around.
No, she's used to it. Yeah, I think she's the whirling dervish.
She is the whirling dervish of the Global Peace Tribe. We love you, Susan. We love you, Omashar. Thank you so very much. And to conclude our evening, here is that beautiful couple, Ray Amana and Michael Joseph.
Thank you. Omashar, so beautiful to make music with you tonight. And Scott, so beautiful to be here and presence together. And may there be so much more to come. And may this year everyone truly be activated into their purpose. You know, all those moments where we've been like, what am I doing here? Is it ever going to happen? May this be the year that it happens. And so, you know, we're still kind of transitioning into this new year, and we wanted to share a song called Quiet. It's by Hillside Recording, and it's a song that really invites us into that space of deep listening. And I think that, you know, if there's a takeaway that the world can glean at this time, it's let's listen and let's act out of what feels right and true from the depths of our heart. May we listen to each other, may we listen to spirit, may we be deeply guided. So even though Omashar just brought us back into our bodies, I guess we're bringing us into our bodies, hearts, and inviting us to listen.
And feel free to participate in your own way at home as you're listening to the chorus piece. You'll get familiar with it and just join into it, especially at the end, because we repeat it a few times. It's a different experience to be in it, and feeling it differently than hearing it, right?
Here we go again, my mind racing, and I can't seem to win. All these crazy thoughts and feelings, it's like it never ends until your voice breaks through my noise. I know I'm not alone, I'm not alone. You will fight my battles if I will just be still. Why would I keep running when you're right here? I'll just be quiet and let you speak through the silence. Here I am, no more hiding. You are in this moment, I won't fight it. I'll be quiet. I don't need to know what comes next. Tomorrow's in your hands. I can trust you with my future, 'cause you're already there. actions. I wanna hear what's true. The only words that matter, they come from you. I'll just be quiet and let you speak through the silence. Here I am, no more hiding. You are in this moment, I won't fight it. I'll be quiet, I'll just be quiet and let you speak through the silence. Here I am, no more hiding. You are in this moment, I won't fight it. I'll be quiet, quiet. You are here in the silence. Here I am, no more hiding. You are in this moment, I won't fight it. I'll be quiet.
Blessings. May the divine speak to all of our hearts. May the divine speak to this world. And may the voice of the divine be louder than all others. May it be undeniable. And may this be the year that truly heaven anchors on earth. May there be no denying it any longer. And blessings upon your families, blessing upon your path forward, blessings upon your health and your finances and your resources and whatever it is that you are in need of, whatever you are struggling with. May you be blessed in those areas, and may miracles penetrate every silent space. May your hearts be heard. May you be met with all that you need. And may you know deep peace and so much love.
Thank you so much, Rhea and Michael. Absolutely beautiful. Going to read a few of the comments that have come in. Ellie writes, I love your harmonizing together. Ayada writes, this has been such a mellow but deep and high evening. Absolutely magical, deeply soul nourishing. Thank you, Scott, Omashar, Rhea, and Michael. There's been a powerful walk across the threshold into a new year. Love to all of you and to everyone in our truly wonderful, soulful Global Peace Tribe. Blessings for us all as we move forward together in our devotion of creating the new world. Susan Bloomquist writes, thank you, Ayada, for speaking these words for us all. Tammy Moore, who's our wonderful whip mistress, by the way, says, this is just what I needed today. Susan Woolridge writes, thank you, thank you, thank you, so beautiful. Omashar writes, epic composition, Michael and Rayo. Beautiful song. I can see it as a song in a movie. And finally, Dia Therese writes, I am deeply touched by your unique love expressed by joining your beautiful voices together. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bring Omashar up. We always like to remind people of what's coming up in our next show on Saturday night. It's our monthly collaboration with Soul Search. And we're going to have a number of psychics and healers with us. So definitely make sure you are in the Zoom room, because as we do with Soul Search shows, you will be having an opportunity to get a psychic reading or a healing. And I've just added Fanny and Vigari are going to be playing music along, of course, with Omashar. So we're going to have wonderful music. And Uta from the Global Peace Tribe is going to do a KES group healing experience for us to conclude the evening. So Saturday night is going to be a very powerful show with psychics and healers, and then a group healing and music with Omashar, Fanny, and Vigari. So that's what's coming up. Raymana, Michael, God bless you both so much. Omashar, my brother, I love you.
You love us all. One thing I just put in the chat how much your piano, Ray and Michael, sounded like the piano on John Lennon's Imagine track. It
I mean,
just
so that's such an honor. I played the piano just now, and Michael's the piano player. So, like, usually I'm like, you should just play this, but some ones he doesn't know yet, so I play them. So, thank you for giving me a piano compliment.
oh, holy smoke. No. There's a tone in the tuning or the out of tuning of the piano,
Thank you. Yes,
which is just like it was on that song.
that's
Because
right.
it was a slightly detuned upright piano, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough, Scott.
I'm speechless. I go to gallery view one last time so we can all see each other who have our cameras on. And we have love for those of you who don't have your cameras on as well. But Happy New Year, everybody. How wonderful to start 2025 with our beautiful Global Peace Tribe. Thank you for those of you who move and groove to the music. And I look forward to seeing all of you on Saturday night. Take care, everybody.